Sports Blitz Live is on the air with full coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown, Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown!
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham alongside Brett Pritchard. We'll be with you for the next couple of hours, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, 256-234-6221, talking about everything going on in the world of sports. Auburn gets a win over New Mexico on Saturday, 45-19, maybe a little bit more difficult of a game than people anticipated, but Auburn pulled away late. Hank Brown making his debut as a redshirt freshman. Certainly we'll talk about that a little bit. Alabama, no problem with Wisconsin. Their strategy on defense to knock out the quarterback in the first quarter continues to be a good one.
It does.
And I mean,
it
not
works.
that it would
It
have made that.
works.
Not that it would have made that. I don't think it would have made that much difference, but it might have made a little
Meanwhile, Alabama's quarterbacks in the NFL are getting knocked out, too.
Oh, my.
And Bryce Young.
we can talk about.
Well, we're going to talk a lot about
Yeah,
all
Bryce
that,
Young
so.
loses his starting job, but that's just a
Bo Nick's
terrible,
not off to a good
terrible.
start.
No.
He's off to, but it's his first couple of games. But
Sure.
Bryce Young, man, just to kind of skip into that. I mean, they had a debate on ESPN today, Stephen A. and a bunch of other ones. I mean, it's one of the worst starts of a.
It's bad. What is he, 2-14?
I think,
like that?
yeah, and it's just ugly. And then.
Now, he doesn't have – I mean,
Now the
he
team
held.
sucks. No, I mean there's no question. It's not all on him, but
But I don't think
you did.
he's – what is it? I don't think he's passed for 100 yards and like –
Man, he can't.
I mean,
throw
it's
and missing targets like.
yeah, it's abysmal.
Yeah, it may be one of those Mandarich misses that we saw Green Bay.
Wow.
We'll see.
I mean, how about Jamarcus Russell?
Well, he
That
was mentioned too. I mean,
Yeah.
Jamarcus Russell's one of the biggest flops
Yeah.
that's ever come through. And again, you just don't know sometimes. But the diminutive size of Bryce Young, I know he was good in college. I get it, but I also watched a very maligned, mediocre Auburn team control. And again, that was a offensive line situation for Alabama that game. But, I mean, you look at Tua, you look at him, you look at Mac Jones. Who else? There's somebody else that I'm missing. There's four of them that have Jalen Hurts. I guess you can count Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is still playing, but I don't guess you count him. But,
I mean, look, as far as Tua is concerned, I mean, we're at the point now where we're talking about him,
well,
the rest of his life.
Well, he's got to be smarter after what he's been through
I
on a play like that to get down.
don't
You
think
can't
it
go
ma- I don't
lower
think it
your
matters.
dadgum head.
I don't think it matters at this point. When you have this many concussions, I mean, look at that
I'm talking about prior to that
Oh,
hit.
yeah, I know. But, I mean, you're at the point now, it gets easier. And I mean, look at the guy who was the guy from the linebacker for the Panthers? Great, I mean, really great linebacker.
You talking about Kuechly?
Yes.
Luke Kuechly?
And he just kept getting and then it just – I mean, it's just
Well,
like
I know, I mean –
an innocuous thing, and you're going to get a concussion. So, I mean, I don't –
Well, and
if
again,
I
it
was
just
him, I'd
shows
retire
it again.
today.
Oh, no kidding. I mean, and here's the other part of that. The way some of these NFL franchises throw money around and sign people to contracts and really just get hosed, because I think most of what he signed this last contract is guaranteed, and if he does decide to retire, you got to pay him.
Yeah.
I mean, they just out all of that money, and it's again, why would you do that with a guy that's got a history of being injured anyway? I mean, there's got to be a give and take. You got to say, okay, we're going to take care of you, man, and we want you here, and you're our guy, but you're also injury prone, and so there's some risk for us. So with that being said, we're not going to give you $110 million, just completely guaranteed up across the board. There's going to be some stipulations. You're going to have to make it through some things to get a majority of this money. And
I think it just goes to prove that the NFL right now makes so much money. It's monopoly.
No, I understand that.
They don't care.
I know.
They can afford to pay him $50 million and not.
And I guess they're doing the same in college because now, and we'll get into the Tennessee thing. We're kind of just jumping all over. It's my fault.
Well, anyway, that's all right. I mean, we'll talk about the SEC games a little bit.
Right.
Some games around the NCAA. I mean, who would have thought? Well, probably a lot of people. But I don't know. Florida and Florida State both just really, really struggling. Florida State 0-3, Florida 1-2, but that wins over Samford. But anyway, I mean, we can talk about the NFL. Obviously, week 2, Major League Baseball kind of coming down to cases here. The Braves 1 game behind the Mets in a thrilling wild card race.
They're in trouble.
They're in trouble. They got a 3-game series with the Mets. Coming up in a couple of weeks.
I just think
it's going to be a important
way
series.
Too many blows to this roster, and the Mets have just kind of been hovering around, and now they've kind of bounced back and forth over the last week and a half, trading, 1 game up here or there, and I don't know. I just feel
I don't think
I don't
the
know
Mets
if this
can
team
stay
even
this hot.
Well, maybe they can, but I don't
molten
think this
hot.
team, this Braves team, ain't going to do anything. I mean, if they make it to the playoffs, I mean, it's a wounded, limping in. And the pitching staff, I mean, even Freed and some of these guys that have been able to maintain through the season have been disappointing at times. So
Yeah, but
this
I
is
think,
not a
look,
strong team.
I feel exactly. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but if they could, I mean, if the Braves can make it to the postseason,
They'll lose in the first round.
Sale and Swallenbach and Max Fried, that's a rough lineup to have to go through.
Yeah, it
when
is.
you only got to
It
win
is.
3 games. I mean, that in that first round. So that,
I mean,
that
do I
could be
want them to
very
make it? Yeah, I do. I mean, they're just
I get. Yeah. I mean, but if they get there, Chris Sale will get hurt. I mean, that's the way the
they're not
season's
winning
going.
the division for sure. So
No, that's true.
Philly has pretty much cemented out. So
And the cherry on top, somebody takes another lunatic takes another shot at Trump. I mean, I don't even know.
That's a whole show. I just can't get over how unbelievably dumb people are in this country. I mean, and I'm not trying to force somebody on one viewpoint or not, but the fact that the media is so corrupt one way. Look, if this was Kamala Harris getting shot at, I'd feel the same way, man. I mean, at some point in time, you have got to deny and getting on there saying, we're glad he's safe. That you can tell that's about as heartfelt as sandpaper across the face. The thing is, this country's so divided right now. Can't get behind anybody on the opposing side, one way or the other, either one. It is the most harsh rhetoric that I've ever seen in my lifetime. I know this the same for you. It is. You can't shake the other side's hand. It's lies on top of lies, and again, the American people are the victims here. And look, I'm just going to say this: Trump isn't the most I guess top-notch guy to look up to role model wise, but Kamala Harris with her past and the way she got to where she is, and to literally be one of the lowest rated vice presidents in the history of this country to just emerge as
and never received a vote.
And they never receive a vote is
to be the Democratic
and for
nominee.
American people just to kick back and say, okay, that's fine. That's the thing that's disconcerting about it the most to me is that whatever goes on with the things that we see that happen now in politics, you don't see anybody standing up for anything. They just throw it at us and we just accept it and we move on. It's bad.
Well, look, I was not alive in 1962 when Kennedy got shot. I was not alive. Whatever that was.
He was killed
whatever
in 63. But
63.
that's okay. You were
Look, I was alive when Reagan got shot.
Sure.
But I don't remember it, really. I mean,
Right.
I remember vaguely, but nothing really. But, I mean, somebody takes a shot at Donald Trump, again, regardless of what.
We want to act like on the media
they
that
literally, I mean, a
Well,
bullet
Andy-
literally grazed his head, And it took 5 minutes. I mean, everybody for about a day, maybe even a week, said, you know what, let's just everybody kind of calm things down. And even, Trump went on, he said, I'm not even going to say Biden's name at the Republican convention, and said it one time.
Well, right.
And I mean, everybody, his name, I don't think was mentioned the whole time. Now, I mean, obviously they attacked the policies and things like that, but it took about 5 minutes after that for they to come right back out and say, we feel really bad about that. There's no place in this for violence, but he is a existential threat to democracy.
Well, we just keep throwing that rhetoric out there. And again, you've got crazy people out there in this world that act on that, dude.
My fear is now, not only are the media, not only are the wackos getting comfortable and getting it becoming normal for a public figure to be shot at to try to kill him, it's going to become normal for everybody else. They're trying to normalize. I mean, they barely even cover this now. The media's like, he didn't really take a shot at him. I mean, he was just lying.
He just sat in the bushes for 12 hours.
So, I mean, this cannot become commonplace. You can't. People have got to stand up and say, no, this is not normal. I don't care who you are.
That's my point, Andy. I mean, when a candidate gets just really ushered out at halftime, and it's like, and I remember an analogy. They said basically Biden getting kicked out was the Democrats calling another opponent at halftime to come play, and say, hey, we changed teams. And now you put somebody in there who hadn't gotten a vote. And I mean, when did we lose the scope of how we got here? And again, like you said, not the if it was Kamala Harris had been shot at, you should be breaking news. It should be covered equally across the board on all news channels. And it shouldn't be about politics at that point. It's about a presidential candidate being shot at, or a potential assassin hanging out in the bushes. And again, we count it as a win because, he didn't get a shot off. We count that as that's okay. Well, just the barrel of the gun sticking through the fence was. I mean, he didn't get to shoot. I mean, so he didn't really. I mean, is that what it boils down to now? You have to get a shot taken at you for it to be a breaking news story.
Did you know that ceramic tiles block bullets? I mean, that's like news to me. The man had literally made himself a barricade.
Well, he got out there at 2:30 in the morning in the pitch black
with
dark.
evil intent. So I mean,
okay, but here's another thing, real quick. Now we've turned this into political.
Well, I mean,
but it should be talked about, and it's getting talked about it on all these other sports shows too. But you got a guy that, how did he know he was going to be playing? He sat in the dadgum bushes for 12 hours, and it wasn't on a public schedule. So how did he know? Somebody had to slip the info to him. He's not even from there. And he had like 100 priors in North Carolina. Dude's just floating around out here in society.
But here's let me just say this. Here, the man, they act like, we don't know who this guy is. More information will come out.
What have you heard on the first one?
He's been on the news doing interviews for years. And on CNN and all these other places. He's been in Ukraine.
He had 100 priors. He'd been literally like 100 charges against him.
But I mean, literally, the media had interviewed him multiple times. They know exactly who he is. He is a lunatic. But anyway, I'm just saying, it's just, we cannot. Everybody's got to stand. If somebody in the media, on television, if somebody murders over 1 million people, you can compare them to Hitler. Fine. Otherwise, if you compare somebody to Hitler, you ought to be thrown off television for good. I'm sorry. But
that's how loosely.
That's got to be a standard.
That's how loosely this stuff gets thrown around. And if you watch that debate the other night, since when do moderators control what the candidates say, or when they say something, you go, Well, no, that's really not true. And it's then it
more of
become a
opinion.
debate between them and the candidate.
Yeah.
We've literally gone over the cliff in this country. And then let's just bus people from all over the world into communities and drop them off, and then y'all figure out how to deal with them.
And that's
You know what?
And that's what makes us strong as a country, Brad.
And it does, man. And they bring, and you can go back, and it's proven through time that the small amount, it's a lot to us because they infiltrate our communities. And again, I'm not saying all of those people come with bad intentions. Some of these people are escaping bad situations. But again, they're escaping situations. The small amount you're not helping that country get better. When you take people out of that country and bring them, they just bring their problems with them.
Yeah.
And they make them your problem.
Well, at some point, you got to prioritize your own citizens or the rest of the world. Do you want to save the rest of the world, or do you want to save your citizens? Do you want to
But it's known fact that that's not saving the rest of the world.
Of course it's
Bringing 100,000 people from another country is not saving the world. It's not doing that country that they're coming from any justice either. You're not fixing their problems.
No. But again, this is the reason.
They're still having children in these other countries. They're replacing the ones that you're bringing in. You can't safe harbor everybody.
This is why there needs to be robust debate. There are legitimate, conversations that need to be had. But again, it cannot be common.
But dropping
it cannot
200, 300, 400 people off in communities with no plan of what they're doing. And just saying, hey, y'all deal with it.
Here's a cell phone. Go for it.
Well, I mean, that's not the answer.
All right, we're up again. If you got any thoughts on these things and many, many more, 256-234-6221. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama, is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We're your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout Central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
Red Flag Pest Control is Central Alabama's best in pest control with hometown service in Lake Martin and now the greater Montgomery area. When you see pests, throw down the red flag. Termites, bed bugs, carpenter bees, mosquitoes, or general pests. Red Flag gets the job done at the right price for your home or business. At Lake Martin, call 888-943-0353 or in Montgomery, 334-265-1831. Red Flag, the best in pest control in Central Alabama.
I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, that gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Brett here with you. Just getting started on tonight's show. Again, thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by JR's Sports Bar and Grill. Wonderful place to have lunch or dinner right here in downtown Alexander City. Great food, great people, great atmosphere there at JR's Sports Bar and Grill. What was it, 25 years last year?
Yeah, October was 25 years. We just filmed. We actually are on the road show with the AHSAA, brought to you by the Alabama Department of Transportation. We go around and film me and Lauren Welcher every
it's like
week.
Beauty and the Beast, man.
No doubt. There's no question about it. Nobody arguing that at all. But we were in Alex City today, so we didn't have to travel very far. But we got to highlight the Ben Russell Spain Park game coming up this Friday, which is a huge football game for both teams, but never met before. The winner of this game will have the leg up on the region. And so there's a lot riding on this game heading into week 5.
That's
already
crazy.
Week 5.
Technically week 4.
Well, but that's trash. I mean,
well, it makes me feel a little better, I guess.
Yeah, but it's not. But you're about to play your 5th football game, so it means you take a week off somewhere. It's all
true.
It does. But going into the 5th football game, both teams are 2-0 in the region, and we'll see how it kind of plays out Friday. Again, Spain Park moving down from 7A to 6A. Life gets easier, and there's no question. Out of that region that they went from to this region, I know they're thinking they're lucky stars because very brutal Thompson, Hoover, Vestavia, that whole, just a gauntlet that you had to run. You at Trustful. Now they come down and, really, I mean, you look at it, Helena, who they just beat by 2 points Friday, and now they got Benjamin Russell. I would say those are the 3 teams in the region that are going to vie for a region championship, and Helena played them toe to toe and had a chance to win at the end, went for 2 and didn't get it. Lost the game by 2 points. So it's at Spain Park, so the Wildcats have their work cut out for them, but I think they'll be up to the task. I think it'll be a good football game. But talked about that game, but we're able to showcase things around Alexander City, just like we do when we go to Montgomery or Birmingham or Jasper or, Moody. We're going to Moody in a couple of weeks for the Auburn Moody game, so we'll talk about that one too. But
showcase JRs.
Yeah, we showcase JRs. We choose a place to.
Did you get some cheese nuggets?
They brought out. You'll just have to watch the show. They brought out an array of food, man. Just a spread, and that's what these restaurants do when Lauren and I go around. They said, well, look, we can't just
tough.
Yeah, it's a tough job. It's a tough job. They throw it all out there.
Notice I was not invited.
Yeah, you miss out on food days. Ribs, pepper tree steaks.
Really?
You just get hosed.
Go in the hospital for 3 weeks, and people forget about it.
I guess we should just deliver it over there. All right. So anyway, we will we'll air that show starting tomorrow and previewing the game that'll be coming up on Friday. But exciting times, and we're able to go showcase the new high school in progress. So it's a lot of fun.
When are we expecting to open that?
October of 25 is when we anticipate it being completed. Now, that's if things stay on track. And right now, they're ahead of schedule because originally it was November or December. But they're about a month ahead, maybe even 2 months ahead, according to who you talk to. And
a lot of dry weather, so I guess it's been
right. And
up until the last.
The sooner you can get everything in the dry, then weather doesn't impact it anymore, and you can really. And that's we're about 54% complete with the project. So you've got this part of any big construction project is the most tedious because now you're inside and you're trying to get all the wiring and the plumbing finished and just everything that goes with finishing off, the interior.
Sure.
So a lot of painting and stuff that has to go on too. So.
All right. Well, we got to go ahead and take another break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center provides optimum care for the whole person. Dr. Dimo Popov specializes in the prevention and diagnosis of high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, and acute and chronic conditions. Our weight loss clinic offers lipo shots and a guide to healthy weight loss. Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center, where lifestyle changes are made.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Sports Blitz Live.
Might as well be, because that's what we're about to talk about.
That's true. Sports Blitz Live, Andy and Brett here with you. Thank you so much for being with us. Brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by Sunshine Heating and Air. Give Kevin Keel and his crew a call for all your heating and cooling needs. Give them a call today. All right, New Mexico and Auburn. Like I told, Jim and I were talking about this Monday. There were two storylines here. Number one, Hank Brown makes his debut. 17 to 25, 235 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. And you had the Auburn defense that literally did not stop New Mexico, but twice the entire
All right, I got to stop you there. And I don't know if you watched today or not.
I did watch.
On the Auburn Blitz that you just talked about.
Yeah. Y'all are my favorite crew. I have to watch.
Yeah, I bet. What in the world is going on with our lack of defensive line? Can you just say you suck without saying you suck? I mean, when you don't have anybody much, I mean, what did we have, 2 tackles from our defensive line? Well,
I don't know how many it ended up with.
Well, 3, because
they might have had 1 tackle, but I didn't put
I went and looked at the whole tackle chart. And what's his name had 1.
Isaiah Rakes?
No. Are you kidding?
Phillip
he
Lee?
ain't so much as fell on anybody all year. Keldrick Falk.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Isaiah Rakes.
Our leading.
He ain't worth a
leading tackler had 6 tackles. I mean, normally in a game, our leading tackle will have 12.
Andy, we are an SEC program, and you had 3 tackles from your defensive line against New Mexico, man.
I am aware.
This is not Oklahoma or Alabama or Georgia or Tennessee. This is freaking New Mexico's 0-3. And you don't have a single, basically a single dadgum player outside of one. 2 tackles. And it's like, and where in the world did he come from? Zacchaeus Walker, who's been there for 15 years.
Yeah, I don't. He had the lone tackle for loss in the game.
I mean, the guy must have just ran the wrong way, man.
We had 1 tackle for loss against New Mexico.
Look, I know we've got to just look at this from 30,000 feet. This team is not. I'm not going to say they're not good. They're not good. They're not there yet. They're working. This program's trying to work back to where it was 15 years ago, man, 20 years ago. We have not been consistent. I gave y'all the stats the other day in a text thread. When you put a 3-year stretch like we've put together since 2021, and I know it's been bad decisions, bad administration, bad coaching.
You can add 2020 to that too.
I mean, it wasn't. I mean,
you can go back to 19. We won 9 games.
What were we, 7-3 in 2020 or 6-4?
We were 6-4.
I mean, okay, yeah, right. So,
and then 6-5.
But the bowl,
we lost the bowl game.
Well, the bowl games are what to me are the most glaring disappointment when you lose to Northwestern and Houston and Minnesota and the likes of those teams.
Northwestern.
I just said that. I said it's the first one I said.
I thought you said Houston.
You were so disgusted that you just didn't hear me.
Maryland.
I said, I mean, all of these teams.
Yeah.
I mean, we're losing to teams that aren't even in the stratosphere of us historically. But again, I'm going to say it again, like I said last week. We are Tennessee post Philip Fulmer. And Tennessee has just now gotten back, and they still haven't proved anything yet. Josh Heupel still – now, it looks good right now.
They ain't made it to Atlanta.
They've got a very big opportunity Saturday against a mediocre Oklahoma. This team's not very good.
No,
either.
they're not.
All right, this is a 34-19 win over Tulane. All right, Oklahoma.
That's a little deceiving. That's score.
It is.
I mean,
no, I know it is.
Closer than that.
But my point is, but they could go in there, and if they drum Oklahoma, though, which it could happen with the way Tennessee's scoring points right now.
And I think it's the Tennessee defense that maybe is the biggest difference.
Again, look how long it's taken Tennessee. Yeah. If they get over this hump here, look how long it's taken them to recover from all that fallout in 98. Okay? This is, man, it's 26-7 years in the making. And look, if you want to be honest about it, we've kind of been there already. We've kind of been semi that for the last 15 years ourselves, save 13 and 17 and 10, right? But, I mean, you take those 3 years out, man, it is not pretty for Auburn football. And we can try to spin it all the different ways we want to spin it, but we've had some ugly games in there. Jacksonville State pulling that one out, having to beat Utah State at the last second, getting blown out by New Mexico State. And then when you look at the number of SEC wins we've had in the last 3 years, we've had 8. And 4 of them are to Arkansas, Vanderbilt, and Mississippi State, who happen to be worse than us, okay? So you hadn't really beaten anybody. Look, I don't like to sit up here and beat up on the team we pull for, but it's, again, credibility-wise, who cares about that, right? But credibility-wise, to me, you got to call it like it is.
Yeah, well, column I wrote this week, the title. I'm doing song titles. I'm theming every article. The cold hard truth, and that's Auburn is right. Through 3 games. Auburn's not a good football team. Now that doesn't mean they can't get better.
Don't you get exhausted from all the buy-in and the hype every year, though?
Well, look,
how many more times are we going to fall for that?
Let me
okay.
2 things.
Say it.
Number 1, through 2 games, I get it, the competition. but we were giving up 67 yards a game rushing. I don't know what happened against New Mexico because we never made any adjustments, and we gave up 157 yards rushing on only 26 carries. We gave up 6 yards a carry to New Mexico. I don't know what that was. I think the defensive line had played much better than that against the run leading up to this game. Maybe it was the mobile quarterback. I don't know, but it was strange. I think the defensive line is better than that. We have been sold a bill of goods that, okay, we're not great. We don't have a great player, but we've got depth, right?
Philip Bleedy hadn't made a play in 2 games.
But we've got depth. That's the whole thing. That's what they sold us.
Okay,
we're playing guys all over the place. We're playing a bunch of guys. And to their credit, we have won the fourth quarter, the third and fourth quarter, basically, of every game we've played. Now, that is true against Cal. That is true against New Mexico. The defense played so much better, and they got better. So maybe that depth thing is working. And the second half of the game, we're going to be a second-half team. I don't know. Okay, so there's number one. Number two, we are in a rebuild right now. And we are where Tennessee, and we are where Florida is right now. Maybe not quite as bad as Florida, but it's essentially the same thing.
It ain't much better. Last time we played Florida, they beat us. Down there, we took Derek Brown. I was there. Trust me. I remember. I was at the daggum thing in 140-degree heat. And burning up in the game we should have won, really going away. Okay? We really should have won that. We had Bo Nix at quarterback. You had Derek Brown on defensive line. And
Marlon Davidson.
We just were a better team. And, again, we screwed it away. But that's our mantra, man. We're a program that cannot seize the mantle. We cannot, grab the trophy. We let it slip away, and again, I don't want to talk about coaching changing and all that kind of junk. I'm exhausted for all that. I hope Hugh Freeze is there for 10, 12, 14 years. That doesn't happen very often in college football anymore, but I'm just telling you, that's not the answer. Again, look at Mississippi State. They are god-awful. They got beat 41-17 by Toledo at home. They just hired a new coach, and I know it's his first year. And he's got a pretty good record of being a very, he's an up-and-comer, let's say. But, dude, just who are they going to get? Dude, at some point in time, you just got to change what you are. And I don't know how you do it in this new world. When you're behind in this world of transfer portal and NIL, you're just behind the 8 ball, man. There you know what it's been.
Here's the difference between us and Tennessee as far as the dearth that they went through for so long. They never recruited quite like Hugh Freeze's recruiting during that stretch. They had some good moments, and they had a lot of mediocre moments. Derek Dooley never did that. Butch Jones never did much of that. They just didn't ever – they couldn't ever get out of their own way to do that. Now they've got a big-time quarterback. They paid a lot of money for him, and they've surrounded him with some good receivers, and they got a good defense and that. So, okay. But Auburn is just now – we were coming off the worst – recruiting for about 2 years in the last 25. So it's going to take, and I hate to say this, and I've been thinking about this, and I made the mistake of getting ahead of myself, but it's going to take at least one more, probably 2 more top 5 classes for Auburn to get the roster on both sides of the ball.
And by the way,
that doesn't mean we can't overachieve and play a lot better if we got the right quarterback and things like that.
But again, you're getting top 5 classes, which you've never really ever done. And you're talking about putting 3 of them together in a row.
Yeah.
And it's going to take that to try to get us back. But, we don't play our best.
We don't want another 17.
We don't play our best players. Win and lose, I don't give a crap how young they are and what mistakes they're making. I would much rather them go out there and make a mistake with the athleticism they have versus the ones that we play that aren't as athletic, and they're probably more out. They're just as out to make the same daggum mistake. And I think Hugh Freeze said it in his press conference yesterday about Malcolm Simmons. And I know we're homers on this show, but it ain't got anything to do about being a homer. He's the best. He may be the best player on the whole daggum team. Seriously, from an athletic standpoint. And when you look at Ryan, and me and Randy been saying this for years, And everybody can just say, well, but Ryan Williams plays. He doesn't play every down, but Alabama's going to find a daggum way to get him the football. And it's a shame that Hugh Freeze 3 weeks in, the first week he did, but then he went totally away against Cal. One play to Malcolm Simmons, Andy, could have changed that whole game. That's the kind of player he is. But when he only got 5 daggum snaps, you're not putting your best foot forward. So quit worrying about and overthinking all this junk and play the best players. I want to see Perry Thompson and Cam Coleman, a healthy Cam Coleman when he comes back, and Malcolm Simmons on the field. And KLS too. He deserves it. He's a great receiver. Robert Lewis, I don't care if I ever see him play again. I don't. He's a one-year guy.
Yeah.
I want those other guys to play because I want them to stay. And we know they're good, but you got to give them time.
It's true. And again, there comes to the overachieving. We could take with this influx that we have now and overachieve and be a little ahead of schedule. Right now, we look like we're behind schedule, but I think it's probably.
But Freeze comes out and goes, well, I'm just going to have to get Malcolm Simmons on the. Well, no kidding.
That sounds Gus Malzahnish.
I mean, dadgum, where have you been, dude?
Well, we'll see if it happens. That's the question. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Dadeville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Brett here with you. Only a couple more segments left in the first hour of tonight's
Sometimes
program.
I feel like Frank the Tank.
That's true. That's true.
He is a Miami Dolphins fan.
Through and through.
He is a Mets fan.
No.
He is a Notre Dame fan. And he's a New Jersey Devils fan.
Wow.
And he's like, can you pick a team that's any good?
I mean,
sometimes
really?
I feel that way with Auburn. I mean, it's like, golly, man, just can we ever get back over the hump?
I think it'll happen if we're patient, I think.
Lord, we have been saying that for majority of our life.
Well, again, I don't want. I mean, as much fun as 2010 was, as much fun as 2013 was, as much fun.
I know you want more consistency. I know I do.
I don't want to get ahead of myself and just well, let's just win this year and then we'll be in the same boat for the next 4 years. Now, let's build it the right way. And to Hugh Freeze's credit, he keeps saying, I'm building this thing the right way. I'm building this thing the right way. And if you do that, it's going to take more time. But we've tried the transfer portal, and we have struck out more times than we have gotten ahead. Let's just say.
Well, I don't know.
For every Marcus Harris that there's about 4 or 5 or 6.
Well, that goes right along with my rationale today on Auburn Blitz.
Yeah.
You get 10 guys out of the portal, 8 of them don't pan out because they're leaving that program for a reason. Probably because they don't either fit in anymore, they got beat out, whatever. They're leaving to go try to find an opportunity to play somewhere else. Now, if you're Caleb Downs, you don't fall into that category. You're shopping yourself around, so who's going to pay the most money because you're the best safety in the country, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, do we have a phone call?
I don't know. We'll see.
Caller, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Brad? What's up?
What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm all right, man. This is Bo from Moody.
What's up, Bo?
How y'all doing, brother?
Man, we okay. How about you?
I'm all right, man. Have y'all been looking at Alvin Henderson's stats, man?
We have. It's stupid. I mean, the stats are crazy.
How you score 10 touchdowns and lose?
Because you ain't got no defense.
I don't know,
well,
man.
Look, and again, I'm not. Again, I promise I'm not on the negative train tonight. And I think Alvin Henderson's a phenomenal running back, but he's playing 1A competition. And and look, again, I'm not cutting that by any stretch, but he is a phenomenal athlete. And and they're handing him the football, and man, he's getting the job done. But you know, he's a great running back. He's going to be a great running back for Auburn. But a little bit deceiving, man. They're feeding him about every snap down there.
That's what it looks like to me too. He's doing quarterback, receiving.
Well, I don't blame him. I mean, you don't get players like Alvin Henderson coming through your program very often, if any at all. And so when you have them, at least have the sense to give him the football every time it's snapped.
Yes, sir. You forgot about Bryce Kane too, man.
Oh yeah, I like Bryce Kane, but I don't. You know, again, we all knew with Malcolm and Perry and Cam that Bryce Kane was probably the 4th guy, and again, he's going to have his time, and I think we're going to have Bryce on the show Thursday with us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. So I'm looking forward to that. But again, it's not a cut. But again, Malcolm Simmons is ready now, and Cam Coleman is ready now, and I think Perry Thompson is probably ready now. And again, I'm not the coach, and I'm not down there watching practice, but I would much rather learn with those guys on the field than with other guys.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You know, we got athletes now. Use them.
Absolutely.
Because you don't know if they're going to be there next. And again, look, there's no way. Ryan Williams is a great football player. He's probably one of the best we've ever seen. He's not in on every snap, but man, they make sure they target him X number of times in a game at Alabama, and you see it. I mean, they're taking opportunities to get him the ball down the field, or at least give a chance, and most of them are hitting right now.
Yeah, they've got routes for him, especially.
And that's what Auburn should have for Malcolm Simmons. Again, when your offense is stuck in the mud the way it was against Cal, just one play to Malcolm Simmons could change that whole game. But when he only gets 5 plays in the game, you don't give yourself a chance.
Yeah, something's wrong with that, man. I don't get it either. But we got Mr. Reliable, Jarquez, man.
We'll use him.
He's hitting that hole hard now.
Give it to him 20 times. That's the first time in his career At Auburn, he's gotten the ball 20 times.
That in
That's
itself
criminal.
is stupid.
Yeah. All right, fellas. We need to get another quarterback, and I hope it's Deuce from Notre Dame.
Right.
Yeah, or committed to Notre Dame. He's still
because he's got a lot of friends that are at Auburn just because of him.
Bo, we're losing you, brother. We're gonna have to let you go. Your phone's cut out. So hey, but we appreciate your phone call, man. Bo, appreciate you calling in. Numbers open 256-234-6221.
I think that would add some major players to this class.
Why can we not solidify that position?
That's a great question.
What is it? Literally, what is it?
I don't know. I mean,
how long have we been him-hauling around?
How good is Walker?
I don't know, but how long have we been him-hauling around with Deuce Knight now?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, look, at this point, I guess we're probably at his mercy because we've waited this long, and it's either him
Juju still hasn't committed either, has he, anywhere?
Oh, well, I know that.
I mean, he's going up to Indiana. Boy, great choice there.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh.
Why would you go to Colorado right now? I mean,
total disaster out there.
So USC. I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't go there. But anyway, look, look up Bo when you go to Moody.
Yeah, man.
Maybe he'll give you some insight on where to go.
We'll be up there in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a fair point. You know, you got some talent you brought in this time. I hadn't seen Joe Phillips as much talk as we got much as we heard about him. I don't think he's been on the field. I don't think Jamonte Waller's been on the field.
All we talked about, all we were told was Jamonte Waller and Maris Williams. Right.
I mean, Maris Williams, he's in on 5 or 10 snaps.
Where's DeMarcus Riddick?
I ain't been on the field as far as I know.
5-star.
True.
Right.
I mean, and I'll say this. Robert Woodyard, at least, I mean, that kid's playing hard.
Well,
and he's out there. He's running around. So, I mean, I think he's actually played pretty well this year. I've been impressed with Mosey from Duke. Yeah. I think he's playing well.
He's 42 years old, but I mean, he's playing
Eugene
well.
Asante's the one. Yeah. I mean, he's the same guy, but I don't know. He's not.
I told everybody on Auburn Blitz today, I just don't think our defense is very fast. It just does not show the speed that you need in this league. Now, again, I may be totally off, but you're going to play an SEC team Saturday that you have dominated for the last 5 years. And again,
Jalen Green's a different cat.
I know. I'm not saying it. Not saying you, but this even in our run of mediocrity, we've owned this team.
It's true,
right? So if this is a loss,
we're in trouble.
You better just wipe it out.
Better buckle up for 5 and 7 if we lose this one.
Yeah, and that'll be 4 years in a row with a losing season. So, we can keep talking about this every year, and I said this years ago back on the other show we did. If you can be Tennessee pretty quickly because you keep talking about 1 year to the next, to the next, to the next, and all of a sudden you look up and 10 years have gone by and you look at what you are, and that's who you are now.
Yeah.
And we can sit there and reminisce about the glory days and the days of old and, that ain't really who we are. Well, the last decade, that's who we are.
It's time to look in the mirror. I mean, I think if any Auburn fan, I think all Auburn fans understand where we are right now. I mean, after living through the last 4 years, but you can only continue to go back out there. Do you think how much difference can Hank Brown make?
No, I don't.
Do you think?
Not much.
You don't think so?
No, because I don't think the team overall is very good. Now, again, I think this freshman class was phenomenal. And I think a majority of them need to be getting – if you're going to try – if Philip Bleedy is going to play for 2 or 3 weeks and have 2 tackles, then I don't really need to see him anymore unless I just need somebody to fill a hole. But I'm going to try Maris Williams, and I'm going to try – again, I'm not at practice, and but I can see what my eyes tell me, right? And they're not getting it done. Put Malik Blockton out there. Put these other guys out there that you just got that led to you having one of the top classes in the country, and let them play football, man. because that is, if you're going to build, Andy, you're talking about building, well, I want them to get the snaps.
Yeah.
And rather than these guys that are here for 9 months and going to be gone. So I would rather them play. I'd rather DeMarcus Riddick play. I would rather, Joe Phillips play if he's capable. Now, if he's terrible, don't put him out there. But I would rather ride with those guys. I would much rather – look, I don't know Robert Lewis, may be a fine, upstanding young man. But I would much rather see Malcolm Simmons in his position because he's a freshman and he's already a better athlete than him, and he's going to be here longer. So why are you giving all these snaps to Robert Lewis?
Well, I don't mind seeing Robert Lewis, but I would like to see 50-50 at worst.
Well, 5 and 45 is not 50-50.
I agree with that 100%. I mean, I thought that was kind of the whole point. Look, we're going to have these KLS. We got Robert Lewis. These are seniors. They're going to show these young guys the ropes. They're going to kind of take them
all of
under
a
the
sudden
ring.
is Hank Brown the guy that you put in? And again, if we're going to criticize, let's just go all out. All off season. Spring, Peyton Thorne, number one guy. All practice, number one guy. And then now 3 weeks in, you got another quarterback. What have you been watching, man?
I mean, look, there's practice players and there are game players. I think that's true. I got no reason to believe. I got no reason not to believe Hugh Freeze right now. And when he says, look, in practice, he has separated himself. He knows the playbook better than anybody. I have no doubt about that. And he was making all the throws and making all the right decisions. But when it gets to the game and he's under pressure, there's something that does not translate. And at some point, and I'm proud, I'll say this, I'm proud of Hugh Freeze for pulling the trigger and saying, okay, because I stand by it. If you would have put Peyton Thorne out there against New Mexico, he'd have thrown for 4 touchdown passes, and he'd have thrown for over 200 yards, and we'd be right back where we are against Arkansas or Oklahoma. But he said, okay, we're going to try something different, and maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't. But that's a decision that a head coach needs to make.
Very crucial games here. If you win the Arkansas and Oklahoma game, you went 4-1. And then, of course, you laid an egg against the Cal team, you're going to go back and go, man, we could have been 5-0. But you can't go backwards. You look ahead. If you beat Arkansas and you beat Oklahoma, then you got Georgia, Kentucky, Missouri on the road, which you ain't going to be favored in none of them. And
you get a bye in there too.
That's what I'm saying. But it changes the whole demeanor and mindset of what you're doing going into basically the entire month of October on the road.
Yeah.
But if you lose 1 or 2 of these, man, and you're 2-3, man, you're going down 2011, 2012 road. That's the honest truth, because you're probably about to lose 3 in a row, and then you're 2-6, and then you're sitting there with 4 more games left on the schedule of Vanderbilt and Texas A&M and whoever else, and then Alabama.
ULM.
Well, yeah, and then Alabama.
Well, here's the good news. Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Georgia do not look unbeatable.
They don't.
So
there's no part of me that thinks we're going to go to Athens and play them within 21
of course
points.
not.
But you got Oklahoma and Arkansas at home. Now, again, that's starting to look more bleak. We keep talking about that. You even said it. Said we can just throw that mystique of Jordan Hare out the window now. I mean, we can talk that up.
It looks good on television.
Well, it does. It's great and stuff. And the fans show up, and they do what they're supposed to do, and they do it every week, year after year after year.
If you look close on Jordan Hare Field, there's my guts out there. Because it has been ripped out.
Pat Dye Field.
It's Pat Dye Field. My heart's been ripped out.
You and the 3 wasp over there where you sit.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, they won't be back. They had seen enough.
Oh, yeah, that's
true.
true.
They said, I got to get
I
out
hope
here.
Braden cleaned it up, because I didn't go back for the Cal or the New Mexico game. But I will be there Saturday.
Hey, look, we don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off. We want to. We're going to try to go live after Auburn games for a reaction, an Auburn Blitz reaction show. Tell us if that's something you'd like. I mean, a lot of schools do it. I don't know emotionally if I'll be in the right place. It'll probably be a not sufficient for work show. So
it may be R-rated.
It may be. There's a good possibility it could be.
I will do my best to calm things down.
Right. But, even when you've had enough, you kind of get a little bit belligerent.
Enough,
So, but anyway, we're going to try to do that maybe. So,
all right, we got to take another break, but never fear. Hour number 2 of Sports Blitz Live is on the way right after this.
With summer here, the kids out of school, and fun at the lake, illness or injury can strike at any time. Whether you're on vacation or just don't have time to go see your primary doctor, visit your friends and professionals at Ivy Creek Urgent Care, located at Highway 49 South, next to Stillwater's main entrance. With a rotation of 4 professional doctors and 3 nurse practitioners, they honor all walk-ins, get you in, properly treated, and out swift so you can be back to the summer fun fast. When you need urgent, see Ivy Creek Urgent Care, Daveville. No appointment needed.
The new owners of Stillwater's Country Club want to welcome you to play the area's premier course at Stillwater's with our new rate. Now, play for only $35 per 18 during the week and only $40 for the weekend. Stillwater's Golf is ready to give you the area's best golf experience, and many upgrades are coming, including a lighted range and course expansion. Meet the new staff and enjoy $35 per 18 Monday through Friday and $40 on the weekends. All at Stillwater's Country Club in Dadeville.
They say we live in an age of big data, where computers and fancy algorithms are supposed to know you best. But at Country Financial, we know helping you own your future requires, well, something much bigger. Contact your local Country Financial representative and start planning for your future with a personal touch.
The good guys at Alex City Marine are ready for your boating needs all summer. And now you can get up to $4,500 in rebates on our huge selection of new Landau Tritoons and sacrifice pricing on remaining 23 models. Alex City Marine also has a new fleet of rental boats for fabulous days on the water, whether it's service, new pontoon selections, or rental boats. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road in Alexander City or online at alexcitymarine.com.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care, open 7 days a week.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, hour number 2 here with you. Taking you up to 9 o'clock this evening, Andy Graham and Brett Pritchard here with you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Have you seen the LSU post-game show, T-Bob?
I try not to. Y'all post it all the time, and I'm
telling you
I can watch about 2 minutes of it, and then I have to.
Now, that's a level of recruiting. We will never be that.
My sensibility.
Oh, we will never be that, but good Lord.
Yeah, playing the role of T-Bob tonight will
not be me. Let's go back to the Eric McKinley Mortgage Pro Hotline. Caller, go ahead.
Hello, Andy and Brett. How you guys doing tonight?
What's up, Jerry?
Hey, man, look, I don't have anything original. It's kind of reiterating a lot of what y'all have said. I'm just going to throw a few things out there. We come out of the very first game with Alabama A&M, and I told the people we was watching the game with us, about 10 of them over at our house. And there was, look, the inconsistency in our pass, of course, I know Peyton Thorne he's no longer our starter, but he was inconsistent. I know he looked good when he was no pressure, playing Alabama A&M, no pressure on him, receivers running wide open. And I thought then, I said, that concerns me a little bit because he was still, his passes were off, and he was inconsistent in his accuracy and everything. But in the second half of that game, Alabama and A&M started completing some passes here and there. Now, I wasn't worried about losing that game or anything, but they were completing some passes, and that concerned me. Came out of the Cal game, and I thought to myself, that puts the whole season in doubt for me right there, just watching them out there. And everybody was watching the game with said, our DBs ain't covering nobody. They're not ever getting their head around. They're not playing the ball. So that concerned me bad. And this past weekend against New Mexico, that last play right before halftime, I don't know why you put in a different quarterback, and he's going to get out there and run around and run the ball. Why don't you just leave Hank Brown in and let him throw it down there toward the goal line, toward the end zone? That's a bunch of BS to me, but that's just my thoughts on it. Now, if we're in a rebuild, which is obvious that we are, I would a whole lot rather go with the young guys. If we got freshmen out there, true freshmen, redshirt freshmen, if they're hustling and they're playing, put them in there. Let them play. If we're rebuilding, then we're rebuilding. We're not going for a bunch of guys, like you said, it's only going to be there for a couple of months now, and they'll be gone. It makes no sense to me. No sense whatsoever. So that's just a few things that I got right there, and it's just kind of frustrating to see some of this stuff. And I'm agreeing with y'all with Malcolm Simmons. That boy needs to be out there. That young man needs to be out there, and he needs to be playing and to get the ball in his hands. And not just him, but Perry Thompson. I saw him in that first game. Now, it looked like to me he went up to catch one of them passes. It looked like his hands were as big as a car tire. And I don't know why you don't throw that guy the ball, son. But look, a lot of this stuff, and I know I sound like I'm griping and I'm nitpicking and complaining, but that's just some things that I see. And, we just need to get a few things worked out there. And like I said, if we're in a rebuild, which is obvious that we are, go with the young guys. Go with the guys. If you're rebuilding, then rebuild, and let's do it. Let's put them guys out there that want to play, that at least hustle. They might not be in the right place at the right time, but if they're willing to hustle and play, put them in there. Let them play. But look, I'm glad, and I also love the idea that you all have some kind of program after the Auburn game, because I think that would be great. I think we would all enjoy that. I know I would. Most Auburn fans I know would really, really enjoy that instead of seeing a bunch of other malarkey. But you guys keep it up. I thank y'all. I'm glad y'all are on there, and thank you for taking my call. It's a War Eagle, and we'll just roll it out there and see what happens. But this quarterback for Arkansas, he concerns me because I know his accuracy is all over the place, but he's a 6'6" guy, and when he gets to rolling, running, he's got to take long strides. And by gosh, we better have somebody there to account for him. If not, then he's liable to scorch us. Thank you for taking my call, guys. Appreciate your show.
Jerry, appreciate you as always.
Eagle.
Can we just stop for 2 seconds and look at how dumb of a play that was by Holden Gerner? I mean, what in the, again, try to keep it clean. Was he doing? You get in the game for one play.
And it wasn't like he was getting rushed.
Just ran out of bounds.
He even cocked his arm like he was going to throw it.
Well, I would have been glad if he did.
I know. If you saw, I'm sure you did. If you saw the look on Hugh Freeze's face,
I did.
Clearly, he was in the game to throw the ball in the end zone.
Well, Andy, what else would he have been?
Of course he would.
For?
So, is that just one play, or is that emblematic of this team that the coach sends out the player to do one thing? And they just do whatever they.
I T-Bob A-buried it on that one, and in the text
because if the whole team's doing that,
I would have just said, "Hey man, look, I appreciate what you've done here, but if you'll just take your stuff off and stick it over there in your locker, and we'll see you down there. We appreciate what you've done, here at Auburn, but you're not part of this team anymore. I mean, if you cannot follow the simple direction of, hey, buddy, there's 4 seconds on the clock, and I'm going to put you in there because you got a good arm. I just need you to give them time, and you're going to throw it down there in the end zone and give somebody a jump ball. It's the end of the half.
Yeah.
No harm, no foul. You ran around like you were in there with 7 minutes to go in the quarter. And he ran out of bounds, just jogged out of bounds like it was.
With no time remaining.
Yeah, with 0, 0, 0 on the clock. I just, to me, that was the people I was watching the game with, they kind of got up politely and walked out because I lost a little bit, right? I mean, because that's the kind of dumb crap that there's no toleration for. I mean,
Again,
what are you doing?
Clearly, that was not what was intended. So, I mean, he obviously freelanced that and did whatever he wanted to do. So that tells.
But where does it process in your brain that running out of bounds with no time on the clock did anything?
I appreciate Holden for all his work, but if I never see him again on the field, that'd be fine.
What I'm saying.
So
I
think we all
look,
feel that way.
It's a coach walking off the field. You go, man, I'm just not even getting mad at him. I'm just not even going to get upset with him because obviously he can't comprehend anything. So when we get in the locker room, I'm just going to walk up to him and say, hey, man, when we get ready to go back out on the field, you're not. Okay?
Well,
just stay in here, take your time, take off your stuff, get all your stuff together. It don't matter. And just exit out the back door. Go into the student section if you want to. Hey, enjoy it from there, but don't come back out here.
Why were we throwing into the end zone? Because on the play before, Hank Brown has a guy. I mean, there's nobody within. They lined up 15 yards off the receiver, and all we wanted was 5 more yards to kick a field goal. And Hank Brown throws one about 6 feet, and it's a ground.
Oh, it was.
Now maybe it slipped out of his hand. I don't know, but it looked junior high-ish if I've ever seen one. So I mean, that was 2 bad plays in a row that make you think, what in the world
I just don't
are we
understand.
doing?
Like, you get in for one play.
Yeah.
And I hate to keep just pounding this point into the dirt, but you literally had a coach walk over to you and say, hey, we're putting you in because we think you can get the ball down the field. Maybe Hank's struggling with holding on to the ball a little bit right now. We just got one play. Can you get it in the end zone? Yes, sir, I got it. Then jog out of bounds. All right, thank you.
It was bad.
We appreciate
it was bad.
that. Thank you for that lack of contribution, Holden. We
got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Fochie's Watts on Dable Road in Alexander City is always making improvements, making it bigger, like making their pellet ice a 10-pound bag for $2. How about their biscuits? Have you tried their biscuits with regular cheese or hoop cheese with sausage and ham and salmon, and throw an egg on there and you got a happy person. And don't forget about they have propane and wood. That's Fochie's Watts, Dable Road, Alex City.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Gorees Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
At Majestic Caverns, we believe in the power of unforgettable experiences. At a cool 60 degrees year-round, America's most historic caverns guarantees an enjoyable escape. But it doesn't stop there. With over 20 above-ground attractions, including 5 new ones this year, and our Cave Cafe, which offers delicious drinks and plenty of food options. And don't miss our exciting event, Libertas. On June 29th, July 6th, and July 13th, enjoy live entertainment and much more. At Majestic Caverns, your unforgettable adventure awaits.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Brett here with you. SEC games this past week. There were some interesting ones, of course. Georgia 13, Kentucky 12. Georgia had 12 first downs. Kentucky had 23. Almost doubled the first downs, the Kentucky Wildcats to Georgia. Georgia only had 262 total yards to Kentucky's 284. Kentucky turned the ball over one time. Carson Beck, 15 of 24, 160 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. An anomaly? What I mean, how do
nobody had that on there.
Kentucky gets obliterated by South Carolina. Now, granted, the stats weren't that lopsided like that, but the point total was. And Georgia just rolls up in there and they cannot move the ball for anything.
Well, if you heard Kirby, after the game, he said, look, the last 3 years we've had a near miss. We had Missouri 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We had Auburn last year, and then we had this tonight in Kentucky. He said, look, but you know what? They find ways to win games, Andy. It's just one of those deals. Let's get to some of these comments. We got them kind of pouring in. As Steve said, speaking of Gus, I hear there's a leading candidate for the next Florida. He is a leading candidate for the next Florida coach. I agree with you guys. Best player, play the best player regardless of age and experience. I mean, look, I just if I'm going to rebuild and I'm going to grow, I'm going to grow with those guys. I don't think Gus is the leading candidate for Florida. I do think Lane Kiffin is, though. We'll kind of watch that. Jeffrey said, not sure if you guys have talked about it earlier this week or this past Saturday was the 16th anniversary of the 3-2 Auburn win over Mississippi State. That one will go down in the lores of history as Auburn scored all 5 points that game.
They did.
They had a holding call in the end zone and kicked a field goal.
I want to say we punted like 12 times. I think between the two, they punted like 30 times in that game. I
just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I just could not believe what we were seeing. Jeffrey said, yeah, Andy probably would have to go solo for after game reactions. Brett, maybe you could just text him. It wouldn't get the same feel. It just wouldn't be as fun, you know. Tony said, I heard from unofficial sources that the stadium at 17 Springs might be completed just in time for the annual Stanhope-Wetumpka matchup. Tony, I'm glad you're tuning in. I just got to say this. I don't know what's going on at Stanhope right now, man. I watched one of y'all's games the other night against Percy Julian, and the offense is just I think y'all threw 2 passes, and Percy Julian was able to win. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. It's exciting times, you're right, for the city, a new stadium and and whatnot, but good Lord, man, I've never seen – I just was not expecting that out of a Stanhope team and just could not throw it at all.
Wow.
Jim said Brett Holden was padding his rushing stats. He was padding something. I don't know what happened. Did you have a lapse of thought in that small amount of time?
Could have been.
Of what you were supposed to be doing? It's not like you went out there with some complex play call. that you got all these options and I got to do this.
There were no check downs.
All he did say, hey,
throw it up.
You and everybody in this stadium knows you're about to go throw it in the end zone. So just go throw it. And he did the one thing you couldn't do.
Yeah.
And that was run out of bounds.
I have no
baffling,
answer.
man.
I have no answer.
Totally baffling.
Texas A&M goes into the Swamp, wins 33-20
with a freshman quarterback.
And he looked good.
He looked great.
Very, very agile. He ran for 83 yards, threw 2 touchdown passes.
No, I was very impressed.
They rushed for 310 yards against Florida.
Who was the guy that chose Florida over? Now, again, choosing Florida over Auburn right now is not, unfortunately, as much as it hurts. But I think we are a little bit better. But we got the other guys we were looking for, and we were in on this one guy.
Yeah. Well, if we don't get –
Who was it? I can't remember his name.
If we don't get Deuce Knight, DJ Lagway may be available if you're interested in number 1 run dual threat quarterback in the country from last year.
Is he any good?
He threw for 400 yards against Samford, whatever that means.
Peyton Thorne threw for whatever against Alabama.
He did.
So
again, there'll be quarterbacks available. Did you watch any of the LSU South Carolina?
That's the question.
That is
watched
the
the entire game.
That was a fun game to watch. South Carolina just cannot get out of their own way. Now,
That's
it was
when two mediocre teams get
very
together
unfortunate that Larry Sellers got hurt. Not Larry, but
Lenore
Sellers got hurt.
Therein lies another
and in comes your boy. And if he in there 2 plays before he fumbled. I don't wish him any ill will.
But it's dude, it doesn't matter where you transfer. You are garbage, man. You cannot get it done.
He's not.
And every time it's just sitting over there on the sideline.
Not a college quarterback.
He just can't get it done, man.
Stop. It's not. He's not a college quarterback. I watched a lot of the Florida State Memphis game. I've watched a lot of every Florida State game, and I say, man,
Andy,
I've been there.
I've
seen this before.
Did you not flashback though in that South
And
Carolina
when they brought in Robbie, I
running around just running the football, no threat to throw whatsoever. And you saw Beamer go over and try to give, hey man, I'm behind you, buddy. I'm behind you. And he did make a couple throws on that last drive to get them down.
That run that he made. The kid puts his heart into it, and you got to respect that.
He drops back,
doesn't
and
have
obviously cannot read.
No,
any defense on the planet at all.
And you've got to lead. All you got to do is just hold on to the ball, and he gets sagged for it, or he throws it backwards.
It was horrendous.
It was bad.
It was. You could just tell in the stadium. When he came in, everybody said, well, this is over.
Yeah.
We are losing this football game.
Well, just think back. We went through this with Cody Burns.
Well, Sellers took the
and Brandon Cox
off.
We go all the way back to that quarterback going back and forth. How many quarterbacks we put in 1 year in 15? We Jeremy Johnson, we put Sean White, we don't care. We'll put anybody.
I'm not.
Who's that? Clint Mosley. We put him in for a while
Barrett
back
Trotter.
in those days.
Hey,
Barrett Trotter.
All right, so when Lenore Sellers reached down and grabbed the lower part of his calf, you could hear everybody went, oh, God.
No.
Everybody went, oh, God. Yeah. It was and he kind of was trying to walk it off, and he walked onto the locker room, but you could tell, man, he's probably not going to be back. And it's everybody, and the facial expressions of the players and Beamer and everybody else was well, we're probably going to. And then they were controlling it. We're probably going to lose.
Yeah.
And then, again, in comes Robbie Ashford, and everybody goes, he transfers over to another SEC program thinking he's going to get a starting job. And then you put him, you're like, okay, here's your chance. Another chance to prove. And like you said, I don't want to bash the kid. He just can't get it done.
Stop doing the quarterback.
Tony said stand-up's QB just doesn't have a lot of experience. Jacob Bryant was our quarterback the last 3 years, and Zach did not get a lot of playing time during that stretch. I can buy that a little bit, but just the lack of pass attempts. I mean, they went into basically the Wildcat the entire second half, and it was kind of like what we were just talking about with Robbie Ashford. It was a 0% chance they were going to put that ball in there. None. And,
well, you saw what happened when they tried. I mean, so anyway.
Yep.
Okay, up against another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after these messages.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full-service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and not Luke, but Brett here with me tonight.
You're on auto drive, dude.
Red's up 6-5, top of the 8th, 2 outs. So runner on first.
To
yeah, that's
Andy.
Reds are up 6-5.
It's okay to release.
Mets are up 9-1 on the Nationals.
It's okay to let go. You know, it's okay to say.
It could.
I mean, as much as I hate.
You get swept by the Reds here or something like that.
This team just doesn't need to go to the playoffs. I mean, it just didn't work this year. I mean, you had too many injuries, and it's just. Yeah, but it's not all their fault. But I'm just saying, if you get in there, I will say this: Tony did come back and say, on the flip side, their running back Arthur McQueen's one of the best in the state, and he is. I thought that kid was very impressive. I mean, again, he was having to tote the lumber, and He did his part, no doubt about it.
Okay.
Moving into a little bit more college.
Yeah, I mean, there were some interesting games. I mean, of course, you had the Civil War, Oregon and Oregon State, which is no longer a conference game. Oregon won that one going away.
Game.
Texas looked good. How about the Arch Manning debut? Well, I mean, I guess he played, but played a lot in this game and looked mighty good.
When Ewers went out and was like abdominal strain.
He must be kind of fragile because he seems to get hurt every year.
He's good.
He's very good, but you got a pretty good backup too. So.
Well, I was going to say when you look at what just came in place of him, there was no drop off at all.
No. Notre Dame
Never
bounces.
seen a Manning run that fast.
That's true. I don't know. Peyton was not that slow when he was at Tennessee.
Yeah, he pretty slow.
Wearing that 16.
Yeah, that
it
thing
looks
looked
kind
like
of
in slow
familiar.
motion.
Notre Dame bounces back. Nebraska. How about Nebraska being 3-0 and ranked 23rd?
Not only did Notre Dame bounce back, how horrible is Purdue?
I don't know what. I mean, they hadn't been good in a while, I guess. But
well, when we go beat you in a bowl game, the way we beat you.
That was more than a beating.
That was the last
Memphis,
bowl win, by the way.
Yeah, I'm aware.
2018.
Memphis defeats Florida State 20-12.
All right, so they've got
Is
Cal.
Norvell in trouble?
Can they go 0-4 here? Cal.
Yes.
Cal's going to Florida State.
Yes, they are.
You got Cal in that game.
I don't know why you would pick Florida State.
I'm not picking Florida
Have
State.
they given you any indication that they can win that game?
Good Lord, man. Cal can get off to a 4-0
Florida
start.
State's headed for Auburn 2012 because if they hadn't quit already, they lose to Cal, they will quit.
We bashed Robbie Ashford, okay? So we're fair about our bashing.
All right.
How many more teams has this guy got to transfer to show that he ain't any good? All right, now, granted, if you go back and look at the recruiting rankings, he was number 2. Bryce Young was number 1.
Well, I'm glad other people missed too. Because we sure do miss a lot.
Well, we do. Uyunglele was 2, and Stroud was 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Bryce Young, although he just got benched, had a great career in college and was the number 1 pick with Carolina. And, again, maybe on a better team, he's a better quarterback, whatever. C.J. Stroud's tearing it up for the Texans. And I think they're the team of the future with him. I really do. I think they've got a really good chance. As much youth is on that team and the contracts they've signed, Uyunglele's still in college, man. These guys have been playing for 2 years in the pros. He's still floating around, and then they go in the portal and get him to come from Oregon State, and he's horrible, dude.
Yeah, he had a pretty good year at Oregon
That
State.
one dadgum pass he threw up in the middle of the field.
Yeah, it was bad.
Hey, was he trying to throw it to the asteroid that just went by Earth? I mean, because it went completely out of the frame.
Yeah.
And was not to anybody. It's just a jump ball. But anyway, this is a bad team.
It's bad. It's really, really bad. And they're losing confidence.
And guess
by the
what?
week.
I don't care. It couldn't happen to a bunch of a nicer group.
Jimmy Crack Corn.
I don't care if they lose all of them.
How far is UCLA falling? They got beat by Indiana at home 42-13 in a conference game.
God, man. It's bad, dude. It's bad. Tony said Dion to Florida State.
Why would they want him?
He's terrible, too. He'd take them from bad to worse.
How about Gus Malzahn stepping up, beating TCU, coming back? They were down 2.
Guess who caught the touchdown pass? Kobe Hudson.
Well, I mean, good for him. At least he's doing
He caught that pass
somewhere.
from T.J. Finley that year. We thought we were going to beat Alabama. We thought that one touchdown was going to hold up. It almost did.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. Well, how about the NFL? We got how about the Daniel Carlson getting the game-winning kick
Right.
beating the Ravens.
Right.
The Bills beating the Dolphins. The Bills look good.
The Bills,
of course, they always do.
They always
get to
do
the playoffs.
They do
run
this
into
every time. So
they run into the
Right.
Chiefs. And
well, now, did you see that game?
I did. I thought it was a good call. Guy hit him in the back. You talking about the pass interference?
Well, let's go back and look at the 3 holdings that went on back there.
I understand
that. Just completely got him. The dude got choked. He got held so bad. and they didn't throw the flag.
Sure that's
and look,
true.
I've seen a lot worse. That to me, it was a bang bang play.
Oh,
you say push in the back. Look, it did not affect to me the way that pass was called or not called. And to throw that it's a Mickey Mouse call, man.
I know.
On fourth down.
That had to be. A guy came at least a second early, hit him in the back of the head, which knocked it down.
There was a call.
They may have missed 1,000 calls, but they did not miss that one. That one was pass interference. I don't know.
I don't agree.
Well,
I mean, could you have called it? It was a contact, yes. Yeah. But
was it early?
They hit every time early.
Well, not that early.
It was bang, bang, man.
It was
They
not
slowed
that
it
bang,
down.
bang.
They hit him in the back, and the ball's literally right in his hands when he does that. Go back and look at the replay.
I did. I looked at it 2 or 3 times.
Well, then go back and look at the offensive lineman getting mugged.
That should have been called. Those are missed calls.
Terrible.
I was definitely pulling for the Bengals, but
I mean, it's just like
you can't hit somebody.
You
from
can
behind
forget
like that.
getting
They're
a
gonna
call
that every
against
time.
Kansas City late in
the
game.
Vikings beating the 49ers. How about the Vikings break up the?
There's some surprising games. The lack of offense so far.
Yeah,
in the
that's
NFL.
true. Yeah.
The lack of good quarterback play right now. Who's your stud quarterback right now outside of Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, the kid at the Bills is good.
Josh,
Josh
Allen.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I don't watch a lot of it.
What's happened to Joe Burrow? I mean, again, he had Cincinnati in position to win.
Yeah, that's true.
And Atlanta gets a Monday night win against the Eagles.
What if Jim
last night.
Harbaugh takes the Chargers to the Super Bowl this year?
Would you be shocked?
I mean, the dude's a good coach. I mean, people say what they want about him, but he
came back to Michigan. He came back to Michigan to do what he.
A lot of people say this. That man wins wherever he goes.
He does.
People say that about a lot of people, and it's not true. He wins wherever he goes.
Yeah.
College, pro,
He didn't
don't
care
matter.
what kind of
Now,
trail he left
I
behind
don't know,
over at Michigan, but he's like, by God, I'm winning this.
He may bend the rules.
Right.
He may even break
breaks
the rules.
He don't bend them. He breaks.
The Saints beat the mess out of the Cowboys.
Well, Dak Prescott on cue, signing a massive Jerry Jones sitting there smiling, and then that's the very next performance for him. So I mean, could have just scripted that one about as easily as anything. Everybody knew that egg was about to be laid. He cannot.
No, they're never going to win.
Why would
anything
you
big.
give that guy all that money?
Because they can.
Like you said,
Buccaneers, your Buccaneers beat the Lions. That's a good win.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield seems to be. We won't ever win squat with him at quarterback, but I mean he seems to be playing pretty good right now.
All right, yeah, you mentioned it. Bo Nix, his first 2 games leave a lot to be desired. But Broncos are not a good team. But maybe give him some time. Let him learn a little bit, hopefully, and we'll see what happens. But got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll do some predictions when we come back right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Alex City and west side of the lake. It's time to celebrate because the all-new Lake Martin Pizza is open with the area's best pizza, and it's just down Highway 63 South in our town. Lake Martin Pizza of Highway 63 has a huge outdoor seating area with enclosed heated comfort, a full bar with cold beer, wine, and full spirit selection with family ownership and fun for the whole family. Dine in or pick up. It's just a short drive to our town and is hands down the area's best pizza. Like us on Facebook to see upcoming live entertainment and watch sports on our 360 wraparound TVs. Rejoice! Lake Martin Pizza on Highway 63 is ready for you.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Dadeville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
Planting season is here, and the Potting Shed Garden Center is happy to give you professional landscaping advice when it comes to planting your shrubs and trees. Auburn's best kept secret will have it all this fall. Mums, pansies, pumpkins, and much more. All in an array of colors and sizes, along with beautiful pots and containers, indoor plants, and a great selection of other gardening gifts. It's all at the Potting Shed Garden Shop, where natural elements reign supreme. Located on the corner of Moore's Mill and Society Hill Road in Auburn.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, this is Andrew McGreer at Dunning Roofing. At Dunning Roofing, we specialize in high-quality, premium roofs. We don't build roofs that just meet code requirements. We build quality roofs with premium materials that significantly exceed our competitors' warranties. We put money on your roof, not in our pockets. If you're looking for a top-quality roof, call Dunning Roofing today for your free quote at 256-307-7601 or visit us at DunningRoofingAL.com for more information.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Brett here with you, kind of closing things out here on this lovely Tuesday evening. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Happy birthday today, Hank Williams.
There you go.
Hank Williams, born on this day.
Not Bo
No,
the
original.
The original Hank Williams.
Born on this day, 1923. Died in 1953, 30 years old. Died on New Year's Day, I think. Found him in his car. But anyway, I got a favorite, Hank Williams. I mean, he's kind of the godfather of country music.
Talking about a favorite Hank Williams? I mean,
of course, you got Kalijah, which is.
I mean, that's a no-brainer for us around here.
Cheating Heart.
Cheating Heart. I mean, what's the one? Golly, just slipped my dang mind. Can't think of it. I'll think of it here.
I Saw the Light?
No, not I Saw the Light. I'll think of it here.
Falling Star, Lights Up the Purple Sky. I sit and wonder where you are. I'm so lonesome I could cry.
That's right.
James Joyce and Robert Frost never wrote any better poetry than that.
With a bottle in his hand.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's my favorite, I
You
think.
been to the Hank
So
Williams
Lonesome I Could
Museum
Cry.
in Montgomery?
Do I?
You been to the Hank Williams Museum?
I have not. I need to go. But anyway, yeah, happy birthday, Hank Williams. Okay, let's take a look at some games this week. We got, we mentioned it, Cal now, 3-0, will be at Florida State, who is 0-3. And get this, the Seminoles are a 2-point favorite.
How much longer do people buy into that train?
6 o'clock on ESPN2. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Cal. Dadgum, man. Why would I ain't picking Florida State in anything? That means they'll win.
Well, I mean, it would just be like Cal to roll up in there and get beat by 3 touchdowns.
Get blown out.
Yeah, but
hey, it could click for Florida State.
We could. I doubt it will,
Probably
but it could. Baylor, 2-1, is at Colorado, 2-1. The Buffs are a 2-point favorite. This one at 7 o'clock on Fox. Rolling with Dion.
I think Dion and them will win this game at home. Yep.
Baylor, a future opponent of Auburn.
Right.
And in the coming, so
they're not a very good team.
They're not a very good team. How about USC, the number 11 team in the country, 3-0, a 6-point favorite in the Big House.
I don't think Michigan.
Number 18,
I don't
Michigan.
think Michigan's any good at all.
28-18 over Arkansas State last.
I'm going with USC.
Oof. Yeah, I can't pick Michigan. They're going to try to be physical and run the ball, and they may do it, but I don't think they can stop USC. Utah is a 2-point favorite at Oklahoma State. This is number 12 versus number 14. The Utes are a 2-point favorite. Can Oklahoma State pull another upset like they did against Arkansas?
Was that really an upset?
Well,
Arkansas.
when Arkansas ran up down the field on them, I mean, they should have.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's going to be a good football game.
Yeah. Vanderbilt. What if Vanderbilt was 3-0?
You know what?
That would actually be an interesting.
You know what? But they
at Missouri.
They Vanderbilt.
Yes, they did. Now they're a 20.5-point underdog. Maybe that's what they need to be. Maybe that gets them motivated.
Yeah, that might be a little
I
bit.
don't know. Yeah, I'll have
There's
to go.
nothing more Vanderbilt than to beat Virginia Tech, who was the dark horse to win the ACC and come back and lose to Georgia State. I mean, there's nothing more Vanderbilt than that.
No, that's true. Florida is 1-2. They are a 6-point favorite on the road at Mississippi State, who is now 1-2 after
they are
really getting hammered
atrocious.
by Toledo.
Mississippi State is atrocious.
They're not good. You know, they cut it. They didn't play terrible out there at Arizona State.
No, they
didn't,
but it's.
I don't know what happened to them Saturday.
I'm going to tell you, Florida could be me. I don't. Which one are you favoring there? I know Florida's a 6-point favorite.
If Florida doesn't win this one, they won't let Billy get back on the bus.
I thought he was going to be fired this weekend.
Yeah,
but they somehow held on.
Yeah, I got to go with Florida there.
Yeah,
I think they get that done. Georgia Tech, who that went over Florida State, is not looking quite as good now, but they are 3-1, taking on Louisville, the number 19 team. Louisville's 2-0, and the Cardinals are a 10.5-point favorite. This is just the kind of game Georgia Tech will sneak up and win.
That's right. I mean, they're always kind of waiting in the wings out there.
It seems like.
But it's I'm going to go with Louisville at home.
Yeah, they are. And Louisville's been pretty good.
Been pretty good the last couple of years.
This one will be opposite Auburn, 2:30 on ESPN2, while the Tigers and the Hogs will be on 2:30 at 2:30 on ESPN. Number 6, Tennessee, 3-0, is a 7-point favorite on the road at number 15, Oklahoma.
You know, Brent Venables just
6:30 on ABC.
I hadn't bought in. You know, there just seems to be a lack of killer instinct right there for Oklahoma that they need in that program. If they let Tennessee come in there and hammer them, and then they roll to Auburn all beat up and wounded, and if Auburn can somehow get their stuff together, and man, that could be a crazy.
It could be a big swing.
Could be a big swing. It could be a big swing. I'm riding with Tennessee.
Yeah, Oklahoma struggles with Houston. I mean, they were very fortunate to win that game
with Tulane
at home.
too, man.
They struggled with Tulane. Now, Tulane's not a bad team. They should have probably beaten Kansas State.
Right.
But still, you would figure if Oklahoma was any good and Jackson Arnold was the real deal, that they would have.
Right.
They'd have looked a lot better.
Right.
They're kind of in Auburn's place. You know, they people are expecting a lot more from them, and they haven't delivered so far.
Yep.
Now they got to play a team with a real offense and a real quarterback. I'm with you. I think Tennessee not only wins this game, I think they cover. I think they win by
I do too.
2
I
touchdowns
think they win by
at
14.
least. Yeah. So that one again, 6:30 on ABC. All right, Arkansas is headed east to Jordan-Hare Stadium. 2:30 on ESPN.
Last few trips.
Both teams 2-1.
Last few trips for Arkansas have been blowouts.
Auburn is a 3-point favorite. Auburn went into Arkansas, went into Fayetteville last year,
their doors,
and blew the doors off. And they thought Sam Pittman was going to be fired after the game, but he somehow held on.
He then got blown out by Missouri right after that. And
now, leading up the first 2 games, you looked at Arkansas and thought, man, they're averaging 600 yards of offense a game. They're scoring at will.
Right.
Taylor Green's running all over the place, throwing the ball well. But last week against UAB, they did not look very good.
No,
So,
it was very.
which team is going to show up?
That's a good question. I'm afraid to make a prediction. I mean, I really am. I mean, you know, from a homerism standpoint and what we've done to them the last several years, I'm going to go with Auburn, but Auburn's going to have to play a lot better. I mean, seriously. Arkansas is not as bad as they have been. And they got a new golf. I mean, Bobby Petrino. Him and DJ Durkin have coached together at Texas A&M. So, you know, we'll see. I'm going to ride with Auburn at probably think he'll have to score 31 points to win it.
That was I'll go ahead and say it, and I'll repeat it on Thursday, but I'll go ahead and say I had in my head a 34-31 Auburn.
Ugh.
I think it's going to be a shootout. And I hope, Hank Brown and this offense can keep up.
And
maybe we can turn them over because Auburn cannot turn the ball over.
Well, that's what
we've turned the ball over 9 times in 3 games, Brett.
That's what bad football teams do.
And that's not including the one that we threw in the end, that Peyton Thorne threw in the end zone that was picked, that they called pass interference, which was not pass interference.
No, it was not.
So that should be 10.
Right.
And you could count the 4th and 2 we didn't get, which would be 11.
How are you that bad? So, anyway, I know we got to get out.
Well, yeah. All right, that's going to wrap. It's going to wrap it up for us.
What a way to end on a high note.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Auburn wins 34-31.
We'll take it. We better take
Absolutely.
it. Absolutely.
It's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Be sure to join us each and every Tuesday evening, and join us tomorrow, 12 noon on the Auburn Blitz. Be me and JJ tomorrow. For Brett Pritchard, I'm Andy Graham saying so long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.
The new owners of Stillwater's Country Club want to welcome you to play the area's premier course at Stillwater's with our new rate. Now, play for only $35 per 18 during the week and only $40 for the weekend. Stillwater's Golf is ready to give you the area's best golf experience, and many upgrades are coming, including a lighted range and course expansion. Meet the new staff and enjoy $35 per 18 Monday through Friday and $40 on the weekends. All at Stillwater's Country Club in Dadeville.
At Team One Hyundai, it's the Summer Savings Sales Event. All new Hyundais will be sold at employee pricing, plus an unheard of $1,000 bonus for your trade-in. See our huge selection of new and pre-owned inventory at team1hyundai.com. Don't miss the summer savings with employee pricing, plus a $1,000 bonus for your trade. Team One Hyundai of Gadsden, where the experience exceeds your expectations.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Thunderbolt Lightfoot at Oscar's Cafe on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, Alabama is looking to see you today. Now, let me tell you, they got great food. They've always had great food all these years. Now, they still got that atmosphere. They still got that service. They still cater. Let me stop right there. 15 to 415 they can handle. So give them a call today at Oscar's Highway 49 South in Dadeville. 256-825-4827.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Announcing Camping World's Inflation Buster camping program. You can now get into a new RV starting at just $98 a month. We won't let the economy steal your camping season. Take advantage of this very limited time offer and lock in your low monthly payment today.
At Russell Medical, we're proud of our exceptional nurses, like Nurse Brandy Worthy. Brandy represents the selfless, compassionate clinical leader patients expect and coworkers admire. Brandy was recently honored with the Nightingale Award for Nursing Excellence for her high standards, sound judgment, and caring manner. Her passion for her profession inspires us all.
Being a nurse is not just what you do, it's who you are. I'm proud to be a part of the nursing team at Russell Medical. We are the link between all hospital services, providing you with exceptional, personalized care.
If you're tired of the same old, and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care, open 7 days a week. Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
With summer here, the kids out of school, and fun at the lake, illness or injury can strike at any time. Whether you're on vacation or just don't have time to go see your primary doctor, visit your friends and professionals at Ivy Creek Urgent Care, located at Highway 49 South, next to Stillwater's main entrance. With a rotation of 4 professional doctors and 3 nurse practitioners, they honor all walk-ins, get you in, properly treated, and out swift so you can be back to the summer fun fast. When you need urgent, see Ivy Creek Urgent Care, Daveville. No appointment needed.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor wants you to know the only thing hotter than the summer on the lake is the hot incentives with all Mahindra tractors and farm implements and tough Spartan mowers. Right now, get the year's hottest deals on Mahindra with financing up to 84 months or 0%. Speaking of zero, see the huge selection of zero-turn Spartan mowers with 0% interest, financing up to 60 months. See the Lake's authorized Mahindra and Spartan dealer, Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, for deals that sizzle all season long.
Summertime is a special time. Time on the water, time away from work, and more time with family and friends. Make sure your heart is ready for the season with an appointment at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state, and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.